My name is Sam Gituko.
And my name is Zinzi Kibiko. We'll continue to keep our eyes on the census, which the national census enters day 3 today. And the exercise continued overnight after the government increased the period of 12 hours in a decision aimed at ensuring more Kenyans are counted.
We have our correspondent standing by with the latest. And where do we begin? With Marianne Nyambura, who is in Nakuru. Marianne, good morning. The last time I saw you, you were speaking to a gentleman who said that they had been asked some uncomfortable questions. What are residents there saying about the exercise, and how far have the enumerators gone?
Well, Sam and Zinzi, we are at the Regional Commissioner's office, but residents of Nakuru County are actually positive about this whole census, or rather the whole issue of census or counting. And for them, they're actually saying that the process is actually running smoothly. But yesterday evening, one of the enumerators was actually attacked by a dog in an area known as Milimani. But we're being joined here by the Regional Commissioner, George Natembea, who will tell us, or rather give us an update of the security. We've seen cases of insecurity at a time when enumerators actually been attacked. So he will give us an update of the Rift Valley region. How is the security so far in regards to this whole census issue? And maybe, sir, if you could start off with, could you give us an update? Nakuru County, yesterday someone was attacked by a dog at Milimani area. Maybe what do you have to say about that? And generally an update of security in Rift Valley.
Thank you very much. What happened yesterday was a bit unfortunate. It was actually a second incident to happen because the previous day, an enumerator also was bitten by a dog in Naivasha. Of course, in both cases, they were taken to hospital. Yes. They were treated, discharged, and they were able to proceed with the work as usual. So there weren't much disruptions. What I can say for now, generally, is that the entire region is peaceful. Even in areas that we thought will have security challenges, actually we were able to manage them by deploying an adequate number of security officers. So I can confirm that the census exercise is proceeding well. Of course, we get reports from our people that is a bit slow. When you look at the number of questions being asked, it's actually very lengthy. It's taking a bit of time to finish with one person to go to the next. Some people are getting worried because they think maybe they may not be enumerated. But I want to assure them that this exercise will go on until the 31st, so we still have sufficient time to ensure that everybody is covered.
Yesterday we saw an unfortunate incident whereby a female, 32-year-old female enumerator was allegedly gang raped in Kisumu County. Maybe what are such measures that have been put in place to ensure that such female enumerators do not go through such an experience?
Right from the beginning, we had plans to secure both our citizens and the officials who are working under KNBS, carrying out this exercise. So when such things happen, it's actually a serious indictment on us as government officials. People who are supposed to provide sufficient security to our officials carrying out this exercise. Female officers are especially vulnerable. So for them for that lady to be gang raped was a serious omission on the part of people who are charged with the responsibility of securing those officials. In the Rift Valley, what we have done is that we've mapped out areas that we think have serious security challenges, and we've deployed our officers accordingly. In areas where we feel that enumerators should actually be accompanied by security officers, we've done that. In areas where the security is relatively good, we have got general patrols, where officers are just on the ground doing general patrols to ensure that such ugly incidents do not happen. We had a similar one here in Nakuru yesterday, where again a female enumerator was just assaulted by somebody she was enumerating. You know, some people are funny. And we arrested the guy. He has been taken to court, I think, today. So as much as possible, we are going that extra mile to ensure that our officers are safe and even the citizens themselves are safe, so that we have a situation where somebody will come masquerading as a census official with other ulterior motives. But in the entire region, being expansive as it is, we've not had such cases, and we are happy that our officers are following instruction to the letter. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Sam and Zinzi, that is George Natembea, just telling us about, or rather giving us an update on the security at a time when the census is ongoing. Him saying that there were 2 cases of 2 enumerators attacked by a dog while on duty. At the same time, a female enumerator was last evening assaulted, but they were able to arrest one person in connection with that. So it is a case that we're keeping an eye on. I remember this year's census is the first since devolution, so it is a wait-and-see game to see if possibly county governments will receive more funds as a result of the population. Remember that this year's census is to ensure that, or rather enable planning of the government. So those are such cases. Remember, this is also the first a census to involve, or rather to include the intersex gender, as well as the 6th since independence. So it is a case that we're keeping an eye on, and we will give our viewers real-time updates. Back to you, Sam and Zinzi.
All right, thank you so much, Marian. Marian Nyambura there for us with an update in Nakuru. That's right, this is the first census we're having within the devolution, our 6th one since getting independence. But as promised, we continue to touch base with our reporters across the country. Right now, we want to take you to a different part of the nation. And
that is Nyeri County, where Martin Monene is standing by. Martin, we hear of concerns with security in Nakuru, in the Nyanza region, of enumerators trying to, or rather, people who are masquerading as enumerators. What are the issues in Nyeri County, and how are the citizens there receiving their enumerators?
All right, a very good morning to you, Sam and Zinzi in studio. And like you rightly put it, we're coming to you from Nyeri County, and with me is the man who is in charge of not only Nyeri County but indeed the central region. Of course, we know central region in the past census has been the most densely populated area. The numbers have been high, and of course there's the question of if these numbers will be reflected the same in this particular census. Now, the issues that of course come up with numbers that are high is whether the staff is enough and whether they will be able to reach every single part of this particular region. And so I speak to the regional commissioner Wilfred Nyagangwa to help us understand what has it been like, and also to ask, for example, we had an incident yesterday in Kirinyaga, to understand if this is related to the census or this is just an isolated incident. Karibu sana Bwana RC. Maybe we start with the first things first. Yourself, have you taken part in the census, and maybe what or how was the exercise when you took it, if you have?
Thank you. The census, you are aware that it kicked off on Saturday 24th from 6 in the evening across the region, and I was registered. I was enumerated around 10 at night, and everything went on smoothly that day. I must thank the people of the entire region, because the communities of the business communities, especially those who are doing business on bars, they really accepted the appeal of government that all of the business during these 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, they remained closed. And the number 2, many people also traveled to these regions. Those who are from other parts of the country, they came back and they have registered, and I must say conclusively that the exercise has been conducted peacefully and smoothly, and we are sure that we have been able to capture a big number of population that is supposed to be captured.
All right. There has we have seen in other regions, for example in Nakuru, also away in Nyanza and the rest. There has been questions of security. We know Central Region has also been one of the regions at times that has struggled with matters security. In this particular exercise, especially those 2 days at night, how has the security situation been? Do you have enough personnel to ensure that people are safe?
We have we mapped the entire region. Every county had its own management in terms of security. We relayed the enumerators. They were being accompanied by the village elders. Apart from the village elders, we deployed security to those areas we suspected to have been maybe slightly not more secure, and they made sure that everybody was being counted. Number 2, the people were so determined to ensure that they are being enumerated, because this exercise is going to do a lot in terms of resource allocation, development issues. That's why the population in the region are more focused to ensure that they were enumerated, so their numbers can account for the future.
All right. And maybe as I wrap up, Central Region, I know you've been on the forefront of fighting illicit liquor in this particular region. And then in as much as you say that bars have been closing, there are these dens that normally sell this illicit liquor to people during the day, at times even behind closed doors. Maybe are there measures to ensure that this has not been happening or is not affecting the census exercise in this region?
What we made sure that areas that, you know, we have certain areas like Chania River, Thika River, even in Sagana, where most people, you know, they are tents. But we have done operations, and then we are also going to scale up from this week to ensure that we are going to go for drugs, especially banky, which is also becoming an issue in the Central Region, and also the second generation, which also has what we call heritage issues on the entire community. We are mapped areas that we are going to deal with them conclusively.
All right, thank you very much. The Regional Commissioner Central saying that they have mapped areas that they feel are hotspots or possible areas where insecurity can actually, cases of insecurities can occur, and also says that they have also cracked down not only to ensure that bars are closed, but areas that they feel or they suspect that illicit brew actually is sold, they're trying to ensure that they contain it. And at the same time, I must say, in this particular county, we saw senior citizens, for example, retired President Mwai Kibaki, he took part in the exercise. The ICT Cabinet Secretary was also enumerated in this particular region or this particular county. And this exercise, we expect that it's going to be going on. We're going to be visiting hospitals and areas like prisons to just see if this exercise is also taking place in those particular areas. And from Nyeri County, I bring it back to you in studio. I'm Martin Monene.
Going to Trans Nzoia and see how it is there. Collins Chichiabai is on standby. Collins, it's good to see you this morning. How is the census going on in Trans Nzoia? How are families, how are Kenyans receiving them so far?
Yeah, good morning, Zizi. Here in Trans Nzoia, I've been able to talk to several enumerators here. They have informed me that so far, since day one started, they had some little difficulties, but day two yesterday, they managed to count as many households as possible because they were now conversant with those gadgets. But I'll be talking to Trans Nzoia County Commissioner Mr. Sam Ojwang also to give us update on how day one and day two went and what do we expect today. Mr. County Commissioner, they were concerned also from enumerator that one household has more adults, thus making delay to count that one household. Do you intend to add more enumerators so to make the exercise go fast?
Thank you very much, Bwana Collins Chichiabai. My name is Sam Ojwang, County Commissioner Trans Nzoia. Yes, indeed, households that are big and with the very many questions that are asked, it takes a little bit more time. It is not possible to increase the number of enumerators because we recruited enumerators as per the enumeration areas, the 2,353 enumeration areas. What has happened is that right now, the fact that we are going into day 3, the questions, the speed at which the enumerators are asking the questions and our people are answering is a lot faster. What happened during the day 1 was that they were reading the questions in English and translating them into Kiswahili. We've insisted that they need to ask questions as per the language or languages that our people who are to be counted are conversant with, so that it moves faster. And that is the reason why yesterday the pace at which our people are being counted was a lot faster than the first day. So we are very sure that today we'll be able to gather momentum and be able to count more people than we did even in the last 2 days.
Are you optimistic that by the end of the week the exercise will finish?
I'm totally optimistic because we are sure the speed at which they are going to move in during this 3rd day and into the 4th, 5th, and 6th day, we will be able to cover a lot of ground. And I want to believe that by the end of this week, we should be able to manage to count the entire population that is in Trans Nzoia County.
Any cases of insecurity in Trans Nzoia during this important exercise?
I want to thank God and, of course, importantly, the great people of Trans Nzoia for their cooperation with the security machinery, that so far as we speak, there hasn't been any incident of insecurity except for only one case in Namanjalala, where somebody was drunk, attempted to disrupt enumeration. He was arrested. He's going to appear before the magistrate this morning.
Okay. So today the enumerator will be counting up to what time? And is that order to close all alcohol shops is still in force?
Today the enumerators will be counting until 8 o'clock in the night. And the issue of closure, as per the directive by the government, through our cabinet secretary, Mheshimiwa Dr. Fred Matiang'i, was only for 2 days. That was on Friday, the Saturday on 24th, and Sunday, yesterday, 25th. We are not closing the bars and alcohol outlets today. There hasn't been that order as of now. So we'll proceed as we had purpose during the day with the counting of our people.
Okay. Maybe last question. Yesterday I was not able to be counted. So they came at my house, they didn't find me. What is next? Because I understand all my neighbors were counted yesterday and only me, I didn't participate in this exercise.
I want to assure you, Bwana Collins, you and anybody else who have not been counted will be counted. The system that we are using to count our people is such that where somebody has been jumped, they leave call cards and they don't even mark on the door. So they will still be able to go back to that place. In some houses, they'll drop a card under the door for that person to be able to call our enumerators to indicate when they are available for them to count. So nobody will actually be missed. We will be able to count everybody come 6 p.m. of Friday the 31st. Yes.
As you have heard from Trans Nzoia County Commissioner Mr. Sam Ojwang has said no major incident has happened during these 2 days of the first 2 days of enumeration here in Trans Nzoia County. He has assured those who have not been counted that the enumerator will soon reach them and participate in this important program. From here in Trans Nzoia County, I'm Colin Shitiebai. Back to you, Sam Gituku and Zinzi.